welcome to my channel. My name is Autumn Embers and today I'm making Barn Farm Vet. I'm not going to keep that name at the moment, but it does tell you exactly what's going on in this video because I'm making a barn that has been restored and repaired into a vet surgery, and it is situated on a farm. So I made this for an actual sim, which is slightly unusual for me, because when I make builds or do community lots for homes or stuff like that, I just normally make it for the masses. Anybody could live it. I don't really have a person in mind. I just make it because I like making things in The Sims 4 and just things in general. And I don't really make things with a person in mind. But with this one, this barn is made for my sim. I think she's called for Mary Jane Weber. She looked like she deserved a double-barreled name. And she kind of looks like Barbie. She's very pretty, blonde hair, big eyes. She loves the colour pink. She likes to match the colour pink with blue and whites. And so the interior of this barn is not your typical stereotype looking vet surgery. I believe I don't have a pet, so I have never been inside a vet before, but I can imagine a vet surgery to be very clean, whites, very sort of like surgical, kind of looks like a hospital / a dentist but for your pets. And so yeah, it's not your typical looking vet surgery from the inside, and I don't really think you will find many vet places that used to be barns and kind of sat on a farm. So it's a very unusual build, and I was actually I always wanted to build a barn in The Sims 4, but for some reason, I don't know why, I've just never got around to it. And I was all ready to go, had a nice fun making the sim. I used some CC, I'm really getting into CC. I can't understand why people love CC because it's brilliant. All the stuff that you can find is just so great, it really enhances your game and it has some great fun. I even created a dog, and I just wanted to build a barn because she seems quite barn-like, in a nice way. And I've always wanted to build a barn, and I knew if I would ever build a barn in The Sims 4, it would be a red barn, because red barns are great. And so I was really hyped and ready to go with this. I was like, yeah, let's build a red barn. And it kind of got really deflated and my bubble kind of burst when I came around to do the windows. Because I had so many problems trying to figure out, well, what window should I do for the frontage, the exterior of this build, because barns, they have a very simplistic look and feel to them. There's not much sort of like going on, but they have a very typical stereotypical look to them. When you see a barn, you go, that's a barn, no matter if it's red, black or whatever. There's something about a barn, about the way it looks, they can just say, yep, that's a barn. And when I was doing this, I wasn't getting that feeling, go, yep, that's a barn. I was just thinking, yeah, that's a farmy looking house. And it didn't feel barn-like to me. And it was upsetting me so much so, it kind of burst my bubble. I felt deflated. I was like, ugh, do I keep going? I do keep going. Part of me was like, when I finished this, I wasn't too overjoyed with the way it looked, and I was like, do I delete it? I mean, because I wasn't really feeling it, and a big chunk of me was like, yeah, I think you should delete it, but then the other part would be like, no, you are going to keep this. You spent so much time trying to figure out the windows. You are going to keep this. Bear in mind, in this moment, I still hadn't done the garden and the landscaping. And I was like, right, let's just do the gardening and the landscaping and see how that looks where it's all done. And I'm so happy with the way this turned out, because like I said, I was very close to deleting this, and I'm so glad I didn't, because it looks great. I love the way this turned out. The gardening and the landscaping to this really brings it together, and I'm just so happy with it. And I can really start to understand why so many people are wanting a farmer pack, because I can see it having so much gameplay. It has so much decorating and creating sort of a farm. It was just so much fun. I can see if it was to go ahead, some of the items will be very usable with some of the other items that we have in the game. So we have like laundry day stuffs, because I used for the like vet doors to get into your little vet room. I use the laundry day doors, the ones they have like the pulley little what's it called, blind over the window, so you can get some privacy. And I can now sort of understand and start to visualize if there was a farming pack and how it could work and how good it would be. So now I can understand that I am on the bandwagon of a farmer's pack. I'm not like overhyped for it. I mean, I don't really mind if we do get it now, but I can understand where people are coming from now. So the interior of this layout, I mean, right now I am quite happy with this interior. I do change it, like the windows, which is why I colour it out, because I do change my mind again once more with the windows, so don't worry about that. You do see the end results of the windows on me choosing the windows. So that's the reason why I colour it out, and the reason why you didn't see it just yet. But with this layout, like I said, I am quite happy with this layout. But in saying that, I've only got 3 rooms down here, and I quickly realised, what if you have like a cat? You don't particularly want to wait for a cat to come up those stairs to be examined. And so I thought, okay, there needs to be that surgery room downstairs. And so I quickly came to a realisation that this layout is not going to work with the rooms that I need for a vet. I mean, it's perfect for the layout of the loos. I mean, where the loos are now is brilliant. It's a much better place where they are now to where they end up being, because where the loos are now is pretty much central. If you're just there to support a person with a pet or like a cat or dog who's unhealthy, and you're just there for the person there, and you're just waiting outside in the waiting area and want to go to loo, it's a much better place where the loos are now. But with the layout that I do have, where the loos are, it's not the greatest place, but that layout that I do end up having is a better layout for all the pet stuff. I keep saying pet when I mean vet. But with the layout that I end up having, it is better for all the vet stuff that I need to make it to become a vet, and just makes more sense as a vet. Because at the moment it doesn't quite make sense. I mean, it's a great layout for the loos, but this is not a place where you just go to the loo. This is a place where you come to get your pets better. So I changed it so we can fit more rooms into this a little barn. In saying that, we do get 4 pet. I keep getting confused with vet and pet. I know the difference. It just keeps getting confused in my mind. You've got 4 examining rooms. So we've got 2 downstairs and we've got 2 upstairs. We have a surgery room on the ground floor along with the loos. Like I said, this layout looks great, but it doesn't work with what I need it for working for, so I do delete it. Also, this room here, like I said, this is a great room for the loos, and where the placement is great for the loos, but I really, really wanted to use the Discover University loo toilet cubicles just because they look a lot nicer, more realistic. I couldn't fit it in, and the size of this room was not big enough for the surgery. So this layout had to change, which is a shame because I do quite like this layout. I don't know why, I just do. So yeah, we have 4 examining rooms. So 2 on the ground floor, 2 upstairs. We also have a surgery room on the ground floor along with the loos, and then we go upstairs. Alongside the 2 examining rooms, we have like a room where you create those pet treats, sort of like rainbow poop treats or get well treats that you sell in these fridges. That we have downstairs, and then we also have a staff room because I kind of based the vet examining rooms off of a dentist room because I have been to the dentist with my sister, and 2, I kind of based it off the Wags to Riches Let's Play by James Turner, who was originally called The Sims Play, and I watched his Let's Play. I quite enjoyed it, and as I was doing the pet examining rooms, I was reminded of his Wags to Riches Let's Play, and I kind of draw inspiration from that. So yeah, the inspiration is basically dentist and somebody else's Let's Play. But I am quite happy with it because, like I said, I don't know what's supposed to be in these rooms. I am actually quite happy with this because I play tested this barn vet surgery just to make sure it all works. I wasn't entirely sure those pet examination thingy-majiggies that the pets get on. I wasn't entirely sure if I got them the right way round, but I did. They are the right way round. I also put in some seats in the vet examination rooms, and it's so cool. They sit down whilst they're watching their pet being examined. I basically put seats in there because when I went to the dentist with my sister, when she was having like stuff done to her teeth, there were seats for me to sit down on, which is great. I put 2 down because I felt like my handbag was slightly in their way because it wasn't just me, my sister, and the vet, and not the vet, and the dentist. It was like the dentist helper was also in there, and I felt like I was just got in the way. So I put 2 seats down. I know Sims don't have handbags, but if they did have handbags, then I can just put it on that spare seat and not, get in the way as much. So I'm actually really happy with the rooms. The room that I'm not as happy with, and also I just didn't know what else to put in there, is the surgery room where your pet goes into that machine and gets stuff done and probably gets a cone around its head. I didn't really know what else to put in that room apart from that bit of machinery, and I just put posters in that room, and it's the least favourite room of mine. And we're doing the toilets here. So this is the biggest room out of all the rooms in this barn. It had to be because the Discovery University, they're great, but they're bloody huge, and you need quite a bit of space just for 3 of them. But I think it's okay. Like I said in the beginning of this video, it's not the best placement for the loos. The placement of the loos before I redid the layout was much better, but it didn't fit. Nothing fitted in that room, and the layout didn't really make sense for a vet place. So this is the room I was talking about with the surgery. This is my least favourite room just because it's just so empty, and I just don't like it. I don't like it. But in saying that, I'm very happy with the rest of this place because, like I said, the landscaping basically saved this build. I love it so much. One thing about the landscaping, so I do drag you along with me, just because I was having so much fun, and it felt right to take you along with me to see what was happening, what was going on. So I build a bridge. I am very happy with the bridge. Building bridges is like one of my favourite things to do in The Sims 4 because they're so simple but so effective, and they work. Fortunately, diagonal bridges don't work, unfortunately. I mean, you can make a bridge, but your Sims refuse to walk along them. I don't know why. They just don't. They just don't like it. I don't know what's wrong with them. I've done it before. I tried again with this one. No, it doesn't work. So it's a bit of a shame. But I compromised with an L-shaped bridge, and it looks great. But as I was play testing this barn, just making sure I got things the right way around and stuff like that, as I was playtesting it, instead of going over the bridge, they just sort of like cut through the sort of like cabbage field that I have going on. I was like, no, you're not supposed to do that. I worked hard on this bridge. You're supposed to walk over it. And so I tried to cover up the gaps so they don't go through the cabbage patch, and covered it up with sort of like pumpkins and rocks and little seed planters. And this farm has a nice sort of mix between spring and autumn, which is my two most favourite seasons. I just love pumpkins by looks of things in The Sims 4, and so I covered that up, and then so they went like a bit further around the pumpkin patch. And so cabbage patch, and they're still walking through. It's like, no, you should be using my bridge. So what I end up having to do is put one of those Get Famous fences underneath the cabbage patch / the rose patch that is acting as like a vegetable, I don't know, tomatoes patch. I had to put it underneath. So you may see like a black line underneath some cabbages or roses, just because I really wanted them to walk over the bridge. And the majority of them are still doing that. They are going over the bridge, but there is another slight flaw that I have noticed. But be honest with you, I was just this build is just one of those builds where you think you're done, but it turns out you're not. You're just gonna keep going until the cows come home, and and it's just a very minor thing. And again, it's to do with the bridge. The bridge works. The majority of the Sims that go into this vet surgery, they go over the bridge. Some of them I did notice they went under the bridge. Now, to fix this very simple problem, to stop them going from under the bridge, you just have to block up their pathway. And I think the best way to do that is to, where they walk up by the tree and the little flowery bushy thing, if you download this house, you will completely understand what I'm going on about. But if you just put some rocks around that tree, they will stop walking up that little hill slumpy bit of grass and start using the bridge. So up here, like I said, we have two more examining rooms. We also have that room where you make your treats. This here is the staff room. There's really not much in the staff room. So it's basically a sofa with a microwave and a coffee little thingy, and a what's it called? What's it called? A mini fridge. I have never used that mini fridge. I've had Discovery University for quite some time now. Never used it. And I thought, this is the perfect place, because you don't want a fully functioning fridge, do you? Not like a big old fridge in a vet surgery, which is just for your colleagues. You don't want to pop a big old fridge. So I used a little mini fridge. I have no idea if this is usable for your colleagues, your people that work for you. I don't know if they use it or it's just like a decorative room. Either way, you can just lock the door to just employees, so other people don't come in and just help themselves to a microwave meal. So this is basically the gist of it. It's quite homely. The barn itself doesn't make sense as a vet surgery, but it suits the person I am making it for. So upstairs in the hallway, there's quite a bit of space, and I didn't know what to do. So if there was a space in this place, I just basically put more seating areas, because I just didn't know what to put in these hallways. I discovered we have those sort of x-rays, and so I put them everywhere. There's just a lot of things. There's like, I don't know what to put on these walls. Let's just use those cats and dogs posters. I felt these posters look a lot nicer when you made them bigger, because you couldn't quite see what was going on. So I did make them bigger. Like I said, I'm just putting in some more seating area, because like I said, I didn't know what to put in here. do put up some, I do use, what's it called? The toddler stuff pack cushions right here, just to cover up that slight glitchiness that we have with the corner piecing that I use to use a corner piecing, because it's just a normal square chair, but I made it into a corner piece and it's just glitching through. Put some more pet bowls, because you know they get hungry. This room here that I am working on at the moment, changing the flooring and the colors of the room, this is the treat wellness treat room, you know, where you make treats for your pets and you can sell them off, in the fridge is downstairs. This is this room here, this is this room here. So basically I put two in, so your sim that you can play on can use one of them whilst one of your colleagues uses the other. I thought that'd be handy dandy. Put a bookcase in, just because it felt right. It's like, oh, I had a problem, what do I do next? Let's look it up in a book. So that's why I put a bookcase in there. Also put like a little seat area so I can sit down to figure out this problem. Why has it exploded in my face? Put some blinds in just to have some bit of privacy, because this is a vet surgery. You want to be cleanliness, you want to be clean, and you would like to have some privacy. So I do pop outside and show you the landscaping of this. I am so happy with this. I'm so glad I didn't delete it. I'm just so happy. I can't remember what I show you. I think I do kind of early. I think I show you me making the car park. I'm so happy with this car park, and I'm so happy that we don't have to use toy cars and make them the right size. Hopefully, we probably made them a bit too big in the past, but now we have the debug items and it comes with nice cars that aren't slightly blurry. And I love the car park because they have to go underneath the footbridge that I was talking about and go underneath and then park up. And I used logs and stuff like that to mark out the car park sizes. I used logs because I was thinking I was going to use tarmac, but it didn't suit this. It's such like an organic looking place. And so I used logs because I was thinking of a park that has lots of car parks or like dotted around this park because it's huge. And I was just thinking of that, and I was just thinking they don't have tarmac, they just use the ground that they have, and they also use logs just to sort of like guide the car around, so you know where things are. And I like that idea, and I used it in here. It's really good. It makes sense because it's nice and organic and natural. This is here me trying to see if they fixed it. The diagonal bridge, because I tried to do it ages ago. I thought it was just a glitch, but I'm now thinking it could be just a thing that the Sims can't actually do. For example, you can't put a wall right against the border of your lot size. You have to have that one tile perimeter around. So I think it's more like one of them. I don't think they can actually walk across a diagonal bridge, which is a shame. Although in saying that, I've just realised I did lift this L-shaped bridge up so they can actually walk on it. So I should have actually tested if I could actually do it. So I might do that again. I might actually test a diagonal bridge and see if they can walk over it, because I've done this before and it didn't work, the diagonal bridge, and I just pulled my hair out. But I will test it. I'll just grab a random lot and just see if they can walk a diagonal bridge, because that'd be great. So here, like I said, I am changing the windows and the exterior, well, just the windows really, of this place, which is, like I said, which is why I didn't show you it in the first place, because I was going to change my mind anyway later on. So I do get there. I use some base game sliding doors because I felt they felt more barn-like. I also use, I think it's base game windows, or is it? No, is it? I don't know. I think it looks like it together windows paired with cats and dogs. So I'm actually quite happy with the way it turned out. I'm so happy with it. I'm glad I didn't delete it. And debug items saved me bacon because they also have sort of like rolls of hay. I don't know what it's called. Rolls of hay, you know, you like circles of hay that you see when you go driving around in the countryside, like rolls of hay all over the place. That's what I used. Really makes it more farmy like. These gates, they were perfect. They look very barn like, but they didn't really fit in the middle, so I kind of just put them there without like it snapping into place because I deleted the fence, but I do cover up those gaps with like flowers and stuff, so you can't tell that I've just placed it there without it snapping there because of a fence. And gardening, debug items, landscaping, they save my bacon because I love this place. Cars, debug cars, they're great. Or also a landscape, a painting. I did like a cool thing. Sort of like normally I just do sort of like brown soil. But underneath the bridge where it would get really, really muddy, I kind of combined the soil brown colour and the sandy colour together, so it looks like it's really, really muddy, and I love it because I've seen so many other people do that and it looks so good, but when I've done it in the past it looks kind of crappy, and but this time it actually turned out really, really good, and it just sort of like makes things, you know, look even better. So anyways, another thing that I love about this are those little white flowers. I noticed that when I was putting up those fences, going, why is there a blank space here? It turns out they're little white flowers. I love them. I've used them so much, and I've used them in other builds. I just love them. They really like bring things together. I just love it. Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys here. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed this video. And hopefully I will see you again soon. It's so pretty. Look at it. It's just so pretty. Thank you. Goodbye.